As you all know, we started this tradition and it carries on. I would now like to actually invite the panel of moderators. Please come on the stage. Dr. Ehsan Rashid and Dr. Tanveer Imam. Next, I would like to invite the President of Dogana, Dr. Azim Qureshi. Please come and say a few words.
This is the tradition that Dow Medical College alumni Dogana started 2 years ago, and it just went like wildfire, and other alumni are doing that, which is a good thing. So we will continue our tradition. I like to welcome you here in Philadelphia and Apna presidential debate. As you know that Apna is our alumni. We all belong to Apna, and we want to see a great, able, and humble leadership, because we look up to Apna to do a lot of things. It's a bigger platform. We can do a lot of things from our platform, but a lot of things Apna has a better platform, and we want Apna to lead us, to guide us, and set up the direction. So here are the candidates. They will present themselves and ask them questions, and that will help you choose the better candidate for the next election. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. Next, I would like to invite the President of APNA, Dr. Asif Rahman. Please come on the stage and say a few words before we open the debate.
Thank you, Tala. Thank you, Executive Committee of Dow and Local Host Committee for actually starting and then keeping up this tradition. 2 years ago, I was the first person. I think that was the time when they started that debate. And coming into the debate, I was very much concerned that I don't know how it will be. People have opinion about that, how it will be conducted, but the professionalism and the moderator which they choose were so great that that was the debate, and rest of the alumni picked that thing up and started. But the professionalism which I saw in that debate and the credibility of the moderators were so good that I think we have not seen that matched anywhere, and I hope that that will continue today. The purpose of these debates which they started is basically to see the candidates, how they are, how much they know about the organization, and what their vision is. And that's all about it, and I hope that tradition will continue. I'm also sitting and watching how they're going to do it. And good luck to candidates. Whoever will win will love to work with them. And again, thank you so very much, Dow.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Ehsan Rashid to please come and explain the format of the program.
Thank you very much, Dr. Azim Qureshi and Dr. Asif Rahman, for being here. The format of the debate would be, there would be 3 minutes will be given to each treasurer candidate. There would be no question and answers. Followed by the 2 treasurer candidates, there would be 3 minutes given to the candidate for secretary. After we have finished with the treasurer and the secretaries, the 3 presidential candidates will be invited on the podium. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to make an opening statement, followed by question and answers by the moderators. The questions will be asked in an alphabetical order, the first question going to the first candidate, and then the second would go to the next one, but each one would be replying to the same question. This way, each candidate would get a clear shot on equal time and equal opportunity to think about the answer. Each candidate would have 2 minutes, and Dr. Danish Said, if he is available, he would be keeping the timeline for the answer. Followed by that, there would be 20 minutes of question and answers, written questions and answers by the audience over here. The questions would be asked if it is candidate specific or it would be an open question. In the end, there would be 2 minutes of closing statements by each candidate, going in the reverse order of the opening statement so that every candidate gets an equal opportunity to give his last statement in a timely fashion. Thank you very much.
So according to the format, first I would like to invite the treasurers. The good thing is, both the treasurers, if I'm not wrong, are not cardiologists. They are anesthesiologists, so I have a chance too.
For a change.
Dr. Dawud Nasir from Texas and Dr. Iqbal Farhan is from Florida. I would like to invite Dr. Dawud Nasir. Please come and present.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Dawud Nasir and I am contesting for Apna Trader 2015. First of all, I would like to thank the host committee for organizing such an excellent meeting. I would like to thank Dr. Wamik Sultan, Dr. Saimanis, Dr. Rahat Tasweer, Dr. Masood Afzal, Dr. Irfan Aslam, Dr. Azim Qureshi, Dr. Danish Saeed, Dr. Mansoor Abdi and Dr. Tala Siddiqui for organizing such an excellent meeting. I know there's many more, but because of shortage of time, I want to limit to these names. Dogana has become one of the largest component societies of Apna. It is a trendsetter, as has been explained. It was the first one to start the presidential debate. And I feel a special bond towards Dogana because my wife, Dr. Mahmouda Nasir, who is a psychiatrist, is a law graduate. And we both, me and her, have been involved both in Apna and Dogana for many years and have served in several different meetings. But my experience is not limited only to Apna. It extends to other organizations. As I was a director of a large hospital, I was also the president of Dallas County Anesthesia Society, and at present, I am a delegate member of Texas Society of Anesthesia. If I am honored to be elected as treasurer of Apna, I will bring a lot of information and experience to the position of treasurer. I have a plan to increase the membership of Apna, as we did in North Texas chapter, where I am the president. Our membership has increased. We also have opened a corporate office for our membership. But Apna has to leap forward. It's time that Apna has to do great things, like building institutions. Apna has already started building a medical school, but we have to build retirement homes and nursing homes. Apna also has to lift up the whole Pakistani community. We have to lead the Pakistani community because they are looking up towards Apna for guidance and for leadership. I humbly ask for your vote and for your support. I am Dr. Dawud Nasir and I am contesting for Apna Treasurer 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nasir. I would next like to invite for the post of treasurer the second candidate, Dr. Iqbal Farhan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here and giving me the podium of Doites, which had been my dream for a long time. I'm Dr. Iqbal Farhan and I'm contesting for Apna Treasurer this year. I've been associated with Apna for over 20 years. In different capacities, I've served my alumni and chapter. I started this political journey from Sindh Medical College, where I was twice elected as class representative and social secretary in SMCSU. There I had the pleasure of working with my counterpart CR, Dr. Zahid Jamal, when we are CRs of third year. Up here last year, I chaired my summer meeting in Orlando under the presidency of Dr. Javed Suleiman. Before that, I had the pleasure of working with other presidents of Apna. I had chaired a fall meeting in Miami under the presidency of Dr. Zilab Munir. I had co-chaired a summer meeting in Orlando in 2007. I had been the chair of liaison committee. Last year, working as chair and with other experiences being the chairs of different meetings, gave me the insight of the inner workings of APNA. And for me, it was the greatest experience because I was able to work with the office, I was able to work with the executive council and committee. Since I'm contesting for APNA treasurer, I will be talking about the finances of APNA. Most of the people don't know that the monthly expense of APNA is about $25,000 to $30,000 per month. And this money comes from the membership fees, different sponsorships, event tickets. But the problem is that the APNA lives from paycheck to paycheck. There's hardly any money in the beginning of the year when the new cabinet takes over. And at the end of the year, every president wants to clean up the account, so there is not much money. What I'm trying to say here that every outgoing president should be leaving a certain amount of money in the operation expense account. So over the years, we can make it a bigger account so that we are more stronger and financially stable. I propose that $50,000 should be left by every outgoing president, which the incoming president can use it, will have to replenish it at the end of the term. Second thing is that when you go out for the projects, you have to go to ask for donation, and it is the same 5 to 7% of people who donate. I think we should look into some affinity programs where there is a continuous stream of some money. We can talk to the Visa, MasterCard, we can talk to the EMR companies, we can talk to the office vendor suppliers, and from there our membership can basically benefit from the income they can get. I am personally, I have a full detailed agenda. Thank you very much, I really appreciate it. I'm Dr. Hamid. I want you to vote for me, not only for treasurer, but for the vision I will bring to APNA. Thank you very much.
The next candidate is actually a very relaxed state. He's the only candidate for the post of General Secretary at the moment. Dr. Shahid Rashid. He's from Texas.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Today I dedicate my speech to the two great Dawites who has envisioned a platform for the Dawah Medical College graduates here in North America. 44 years ago, Dr. Inayat Hussain and Dr. Sultan Ahmed, both of them, they met in Chicago with this conviction in their heart to do something for the deprived communities in Pakistan and elsewhere in the world. And hence they conceived an idea of forming Dogana. Ladies and gentlemen, since its inception to this day, Dogana has given us a sense of recognition and a beautiful gift of democracy. During all these years, none of the political controversies or differences of opinion could divide us, and it has become an icon of democracy for the rest to follow. Dogana is the largest alumni, and it has its largest majority in the APNA. But it has always supported the candidates only on their merits. Dogana has worked with APNA hand in hand to carry out its mission of philanthropy, research, and education. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to be the part of these two great associations. I'm Shahid Rashid. I'm a Dawah Medical College graduate. I graduated in 1984, and I'm the current treasurer and a candidate for the position of secretary in 2015. The future of APNA and Dogana is to involve, engage, and recognize the second and third generation Pakistani physicians and Pakistani American physicians by offering them common significant objectives. In order for us to become the significant part of the society, we need to get involved in the political system that we can realize by supporting the lawmakers in our local communities and at Capitol Hill. By developing the leadership program for our youth, by serving at the school board, public committees, and public offices. We can also enhance our financial stability by offering the medical malpractice insurance, offering the board review courses, by forming credit unions. The possibilities are unlimited. In future, we are looking forward to make a medical school, a medical center, and a university right here in the United States to show our commitment to the land which has made us what we are today. We need to be the part of the mainstream, and that's where our future is. Ladies and gentlemen, together we can achieve great things. God bless you. Thank you.
Now we will start the presidential debate. I will call the presidential candidates on the stage, and they will come. They will give their opening remarks, and then they will take a seat on the stage. So the first candidate, I would like to invite Dr. Tariq Shahab. Please come on the stage, give his opening remarks, and then take a seat on the stage.
Thank you, Tala, for being gracious. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, friends from Dow, from Sindh, from other alumni, from Philadelphia. This is such a nice day, and I thank Azim and his team for organizing this retreat and giving us the chance to meet once again. This is the beauty of Apna, that we get along, we come in, we meet, and old friends. One of them I met after 20 years. I have only limited time, so I would come back to the point that last year I was serving as your treasurer, and many considered that I did a good job there. As we travel across various cities and various chapter meetings and alumni retreats, the reason is that we want to present our ideas so that you can pick up your next leader. It is very important, because I don't think so that it matters where the leader is from, with what alumni or what region. What matters is that leader should have the ability and integrity to lead the organization into the future. 27, 28 years ago, when Apna was founded by our seniors, they provided us with a platform where we could meet, we could mingle, we could unite, we could socialize. That has been achieved. Now we need leaders who should have the vision and the clarity to take the organization to the next step. There are a lot of issues to be done. There's a lot of concern among the membership that all we do is get together. We have organizations, we have meetings, we have entertainments, we have dinners, and then we go away. There are many issues that we have to answer. And today in this debate, we are going to discuss some of those issues. And I think it is your responsibility in this fall, when you choose your leader, that you should see and elect the person that has the vision and clarity to lead the organization into the future. Time is limited, I will stop here, but we will continue with the debate and we'll talk more about other issues later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shahab. I would next like to invite Dr. Nasir Qureshi from New York, New Jersey.
Dear Dr. Azim Qureshi, congratulations once again to you and your team in carrying out this wonderful tradition of Dow Retreat and doing it so magnificently. Honorable panel, dear Dowites, whenever I stand on your stage, it is humbling and exciting, because it is decades of love and friendship that you have given me that makes me stand here confidently. I'm indebted to my alumnus, Dow, which has prepared me to stand here proudly and present myself as the candidate for President-elect of Apna. My vision of Apna is that of a cohesive organization, a transparent organization that is undivided by the boundaries of a province or the name of an alumnus. We as an organization have to continue to give back to our motherland Pakistan and the great institutions to which we owe everything, and we are what we are today because of those two. Equally importantly, we have to take our ownership of our communities here in the United States. I firmly believe that Apna is the only organized group of Pakistanis which has the ability and influence in the larger communities to ensure a positive and bright future for our children and next generation of Pakistani physicians. You will continue to hear us. All I want to end is by saying we cannot sell Apna outside if we cannot sell Apna to our members inside, and we can do it together. I am Nasir Qureshi, and I am dedicated to Apna.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Asaf Kadir. He is from Texas, and he'll be our last presidential nominee here. Ladies and gentlemen, the last two presidential candidates spoke over 2 minutes. Dr. Qureshi spoke for 2 minutes and 25 seconds, so Dr. Asaf Kadir will have 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Dear Dogana family, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Just as you came to US following American dream, I want to work with all of you to find American dream. I want to be the president to serve Apna, because I am born leader and proven again and again throughout my life that I am credible, I am committed and enthusiastic volunteer who always deliver with proven leadership credentials. Now, at the twilight of my career, I want to do everything what I have individualized in my life for Apna, and what could be more honorable than leading this outstanding physician's family and to fulfill my dream, my vision to make Apna a global organization. And with all of your helping me out, inshallah, I will do effective fundraising for Apna Foundation for millions of dollars to develop Apna Medical College in the United States of America. Create a single platform as a web for young physicians for better opportunities for research, residency program, and establish a fast-track visa process for young physicians. Develop Apna credit card with corporate discounts. Develop Apna malpractice insurance. Develop Apna scholarship program for the higher educations. Apna House in Texas, and more Apna free clinic throughout the United States of America. Apna Hepatitis C and Polio Initiative in Pakistan. Apna mobile ambulance team to respond to natural disaster in Houston, in Katrina. All component society of 503 empower Apna women physician, and most of all to achieve my vision to be all inclusive, to bring harmony and unity in Apna so that we can work together for the glory of our organization. Please support my candidates. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we'll start the question and answer session by the panel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first question will be answered in the order: Asif Kadir, 1, Nasir Qureshi, number 2, and Dr. Tariq Shahab, number 3. And I would request the candidates to please stay within their 2 seconds. 2 minutes, well, seconds sometimes, 2 minutes if you can. That would help us keep this debate moving along well. The first question to Dr. Asif Kadir. There is a general perception amongst the APNA membership there is a so-called divide between North and South on a linguistic basis. How do you see it, and what steps would you like to take to dispel this possible perception?
Two minutes each, please.
My feeling is that perhaps the perception is not close to what reality is. The fact is that Dogana has supported a lot of candidates on merit. You can see several presidencies that we have passed together. What we need to see that the politics of APNA should be beyond alumni. Merit must be considered, and merit alone should be the criteria of serving APNA. In my 30 years, I have not seen a trend towards that. I have seen a trend finishing that. The testimony is that last year a Dwight asked me that if you are running an election, no negative campaigning. And it was Fareed Qadi who started that. I gave my word, I stood with that, no negative campaign last year. And this year we have close relation with both of my opponents. We frequently talk to each other. Sometimes we travel together. And I find it is us that we can set this trend of finishing this thing. It is up to us to move forward, to glorify our organization, to make sure that we are all together in unity. That's why I'm a great preacher of all-inclusive, nobody left behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Asif Kadir. Dr. Qureshi, the same question to you.
It's absolutely true that keeping a campaign positive and ensuring that we do not bring in the boundaries of provinces of the name of the alumni, as I said in my opening speech, is the responsibility of the candidates. The current president, Asif Rahman, we were having a similar conversation last night and said something which was true. The membership of APNA is extremely smart. Those within this organization who have tried this organization, to divide this organization, if that has happened, and perceptions, there is a spark where there's a fire, they have not succeeded. Because most of the members, we're talking about the most intelligent group of people. It's not a self-serving remark. They vote on merit. They vote on what you have done and what you're capable of doing. And we can absolutely, definitely ignore as an organization those who may still want to divide or hold this organization, if that exists. But the onus lies on the candidates. And I said that in SMC debate. I actually got up and showed how we are working, Tariq, myself and Asif. We hug each other on the stage. We can do a repeat if you would applaud. But it is on the candidates, and last year and this year, you haven't heard North or South at all, and that is how elections are supposed to be run in a professional organization of learned people which have done this. Thank you.
Dr. Tariq Shahab.
I think I would differ a little with my two opponents. Obviously, the question is there, and the perception is there. And we as candidates can do something, but I think so the membership also has some responsibility to dispel that perception. In my messages and in my debates, you have seen it, on these days debates are all over the YouTube, and everybody who is not even attending these sessions can see that in all the debates, in all my speeches, my opening remarks are that it should not matter whether a candidate is from Dow or KE or SMC. Neither it should matter whether he's from Boston or Houston. But what should matter is the candidate is credible, the candidate has leadership quality. That should matter. I think we are all here from Pakistan. Now it doesn't matter where we are from KE or SMC or Dow. We all are here from Pakistan. We left our streets, our home, our friends. Now our issues are the same. We all should be together to face those issues, and we should elect the leaders that can best face those challenges and address those issues. So I cannot but disagree that we both, as candidates, as the leadership of APNA and the members of APNA, have to move in that direction, that we should choose our leadership not based on anything else but their ability and integrity to lead the organization into the future. Thank you.
For the second question, the first response will come from Dr. Nasser Qureshi, and then from Dr. Tariq Shahab, and then finally from Dr. Asif Qadir. And the question is that despite APNA's continued humanitarian efforts, the perception in the general public is that APNA is an elitist organization. Do you agree with the perception? And if you do, what would be the remedy?
Dr. Imam, perceptions are just that, perceptions. You asked the question, do I agree with the perception? Absolutely not. APNA is not an elitist organization. We know what APNA has done in Pakistan. I am the one who started National Healthcare Day, the National Healthcare Initiative, to reach out to the communities. What I think we haven't done well, and remember my closing remark a few minutes back, if we cannot sell APNA to our members, how can we sell APNA outside if we cannot sell it to our members inside? We have failed to sell it to our own members, thus to the communities. Our members do not know what we do. When I asked this question on the campaign trail, that in the last 3 years, what do you think has APNA done? The only answer that comes is the 3 Bhangra functions. And there's nothing wrong with those. There's nothing wrong with those. That's what brings us here. But we have failed to tell the community, the newspapers who feed on it, and our own members what we do. And because of that, we have failed to involve our own members in daily activities of APNA. And that is why 10 to 12,000 physicians who are potential members are not members. We definitely have to do a much better job of communicating than we are doing today. Thank you.
The same question for Dr.
Thank you, Tanveer and Ahsan. This is again very important, and as Nasser has said, that there is the, not even if we say not the perception, but that is some, and there was a news report just recently which we saw on the listserv also, that was reported by some reporter in some of the Pakistani papers, that we are just an organization and then we have this the nights where we have dinner and entertainments. We have failed, both in the leadership position as well as the members, to inform what else APNA does. We do a lot of other things. Out of 365 days, there is only 2 nights, 3 nights that we have this summer meeting or fall meeting where we meet and we enjoy and we relax. That was the original idea of the APNA members. But we have done a lot of other things, but we have not communicated, we have not publicized. That is the need to do, is to let the common people know. I think the physicians know, the members know, they acknowledge, they realize the importance of APNA. But the non-physician community of Pakistan and the non-physician community elsewhere here in America, they do not see what else we do. So we need to publicize our humanitarian efforts, we need to publicize our educational efforts, we need to publicize our lobbying efforts. All these needs to be publicized, all these needs to be told to the general public, to non-physicians, that what we do. They don't see it, they see only one thing, that's why the perception is there. Thank you.
I think I want to jog your memory. It was Apna who started the Human Development Program, which was so successful in Pakistan. I want to jog your memory. It was Apna who started Apna Se, one of the best programs for Pakistan. It is the Apna Swardas program for who does the hepatitis C initiative in Pakistan and the polio eradication. Very big thing which is happening. But what is happening is that this message is not going to all of you. And that might be the reason you are asking this question. Apna needs to do better to communicate what a wonderful job Apnaites are doing at present time for Apna. And there is no question about, there are so many champions of doing Apna Day on every year. Nasser Qureshi is one of the big champions for that. And I think we should recognize that there are a lot of people in Apna who are doing a tremendously good job, only we are not getting the word out of the. Thank you.
Just a reminder that the answer should be limited to about 2 minutes. And my next question, I'll start from Dr. Tariq Shahab. Do you think Apna has done enough progress in advocacy for young physicians? What is your plan if you become the president for a permanent solution to their visa delay problems?
Thank you, Tala. I think so that, yes, Apna has done a lot for the young physicians over the years. Last year, most of the physicians, about 60-70 of them, got the clearance through the help of the advocacy committee. And even in the past years before that, in individual capacity, through the organization platform, we have been trying to help. I don't think so that there will be a permanent fix, because there is so much variable that is not under our control, so we cannot promise, because otherwise we will be held responsible for that. Because this is not in our hands, this is with the State Department, with the US Embassy, and with this political situation here and in Pakistan that will decide what the visa issues will be. So that is not totally in control. We know that just recently one of the young physicians was very upset that the Apna didn't do anything because he was rejected for the visa. So I think we should not fall into that we will provide a permanent fix for everybody. Yes, we can continue to do what we are doing, and we should increase our efforts to do it much more and in advance, and not trying to go back and helping them. That's what we should do. Thank you.
I think one of the largest happiness Apna has, that they have been established now by establishing Apna House, Kemkana House, Billy House in Houston, here in Philadelphia, that the residency program matching has been the all-high this year. Over 86% has already been matched. What is even better is, they're all visas are matched also. It happened last year with the last year president, it is happening this year with this president, and this is because that we continue advocacy with the lawmakers to develop a process for fast visa for this thing. Our president has gone to meet American President Olson in Islamabad to do that. It was my conversation with him in Houston that he told me that. And the process, which was long time ago that we didn't have the opportunity to complete them, they would lose opportunity to come for residency program, that has been solved. That is a major factor for Apna to be pros for the young physician. Ask any young physicians. They look up to us for doing this thing. I think we should continue to do that. I met Senator Blumenberg on this subject in Houston for an hour for developing, when the immigration laws are written, that the J1 visa also should be converted into that. But I think we can say that Apna is on the record for doing a tremendous job on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Asifai. What I could not say, my friends, earlier, I see a lot of residents in training and looking for visas and electives everywhere I go and in this hall. I assure all of you that I am committed to ensuring visas within legal frameworks and residencies to all of you as much as it's possible. Asif bhai, I'm sorry to disagree with you. To the best of my knowledge, up till now, at least at the Karachi consulate, 9 visas have been totally rejected and about 8 are in hold. I am not quite sure why the Secretary of Apna does not know that. Let's move on beyond the slogans of fast-track visas. It takes commitment, it takes planning. It starts not on January 1st, but 6 months behind. It takes all of the contexts that have been established and continuing to work on them. That is how, and I'm not praising Talha because he's there, but he was the chairman, that all 52 visas were obtained last year. And no, I am sorry, the visa status is not in a good state this year. And I'm actually amazed, I apologize, due apology, sitting right beside the Secretary of Apna, that he says that all visas have been processed this year, unless I am totally misinformed. And no, when I am the President of Apna, that would be one thing that I'll be totally dedicated to. And I have promised all these young physicians that I have met in the last 4 months, and I have, and today I am going to proudly say that every year I ensure that at least 4 or 5 young physicians get an H1 visa. That every year at least 6 to 7 young physicians looking for a job or a clerkship come and work with me, and at least 2 or 3 every year from my hand go into residency programs in pathology if that's what their interest is. Let's move from slogans, please. Let's make this organization real. Thank you.
Next is a question which I personally have dealt a few times, that is the election disputes. My question to Dr. Asif Qadir is, in case of an election dispute that we had seen in past, 2 candidates scoring each number of equal number of votes, which as an organization has seen enough time, if we have an election dispute, what avenue will you take? The second part of the question is, do you feel that the internal mechanism in Apna are sufficient to resolve them? If not, what changes would you like to make?
First of all, we all sign a code of conduct, and there are guidelines for the election if there is a dispute. This conduct and dispute has been spelled for the reason that in the past we ran into issues. I agree with them, I signed them. That's the only way I can be a candidate for running as president-elect. The formula and the way they have designed, I am fully satisfied with it. And I have full trust on the peers who handle this thing. So I have no suggestion on that. I fully embrace that. I embrace the policy of seniors who have given guidelines to do this thing. And this is a one-year job that we work together to do that. I find there is no room for making a bickering about it, that the rules are right or wrong. Those rules are as good as for me as for my other candidates. We all embrace them, we all sign them, and we all abide by them. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Asif Qadir. I wrote those code of conduct, so I'm pretty well aware of that. That was the question. Is this code of conduct sufficient? I want to clarify the question. We do have code of conduct, but even then we had some problems in past. If it arises, will the internal mechanism that we have will be sufficient?
I think they are sufficient, and I have full faith on the system we have done, as we have all faith in Apna and their leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Qureshi?
Like any policy and procedure, there's always room for improvement. But I believe I was the secretary that year, Dr. Rashid, when this was written. I was a part and parcel of it. Some of those came from the time when I was serving as the chair of the Constitution and Bylaws committees. And whatever best could be written, foreseeing what the problems may be was written. as we've gone along, other situations have arisen, and policies evolved to fit the needs of the organization better, we should go on. Meanwhile, what is written, what we sign and get notarized is what we should stand by. If there is a dispute, I am fully committed to that signature that I am going to do on the Code of Conduct on January 1st and take the path of internal resolution. I do not believe, and I think APNA's presidency is not larger than taking APNA to court and reducing its name in media and public, and that's why we get the negative image. I would rather not be president of APNA, even if I rightly deserve to be, than drag the name of APNA in dirt. Did I answer both your questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. Dr. Tariq Shahab.
I think that is true. I agree with Nasser, and I think Asif, the question that he was saying is, I agree that this is a professional organization, and we are nominated, and sometimes we seek the office to serve as the office bearer. But it doesn't matter whether Tariq Shahab is president, or whether one of the moderators is president, or whether my opponents are the president. We all work together. That's how the organization flourishes. We have a system, we have a code of conduct to implement the elections. But if there is a dispute, that's the question, if there is a dispute, then I would not seek to legal or outside courts to resolve that. I would rather give it up to the other candidate and let him serve the time, rather than to draw the association into the court. Thank you.
The following question is also election related, and Dr. Nasser Qureshi would be the first responder. And the question is that it is apparent that APNA candidates spend a considerable amount of money in the campaign, and there is a feeling that this is a deterrence for physicians who do not have lucrative practices to participate in the election process. Do you agree with this, and what would be the solution? And the response should take 1 minute each. The first from Dr. Nasser Qureshi.
I agree to it to a large extent, Dr. Imam. And I think we have taken a professional organization and running elections as if it was general politics anywhere in the world, leave alone Pakistan. I am fully committed to change that, because at a minimum, and I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, at a minimum today to run an election, you need at least 3 to 4 months of time off, including weekends. It's work time from your families and work, and you need about $40,000 to $50,000 spare in your pocket that you have no use for. And I don't think that an organization like APNA of professionals, that's how the election should be run. Election reforms are written. I am absolutely committed, as I have heard from the other candidates that that's how we meet people and convince them to vote for us. Well, let's convince them to vote for us on a merit, and I'm committed to change that and disallow any campaigning before the day the Election Commission announces your nomination, which takes away 6 months of campaigning.
That is a sentiment that the entire membership has expressed, that the election, there needs to be election reform, and not only it needs to be a wide reform, including the expenses. Just today, while I was sitting here, one of the Dr. Umar Rahman said, "Where is your preference? There's 3 nice colorful." I said, "No, I don't have that money to spend on that." This is just the election, and the election campaign is just running like anything. And we need to bring reform. This is a professional organization. We need to bring changes so that candidates do not have to spend so much money, so much time on these things.
Thank you.
And I would abide with that. I would continue to do that, and I would encourage other candidates to do the same, so that we have to do it. The membership has to appreciate that, and the election and nomination committee should come up with reforms so that this can be controlled.
I strongly believe that we need to bring comprehensive election reform so that we can spend more time for serving the organization than doing the electioneering all year round. And yes, membership doesn't like it, They don't like a lot of calls, they don't like a lot of emails, they don't like a lot of mails. And the cable and the election reform has been already proposed this year. They will come to your eyes when you come to August to see in the summer meeting. And but there has to be some way that you have to propose certain guidelines for that. Currently, the Constitution is silent about it. So, my question is that if the membership wants that, is that the fashion you are doing, then membership also has the responsibility to send their representatives to change the format of the election, and I am for this thing. There is no need to spend so much money. There can be the same money we can spend for the educational and research and some of the projects APNA has where we can give the same money for that. Thank you.
Thank you. This question goes to Dr. Tariq Shahab. This is for the healthcare delivery in Pakistan. Delivery of healthcare in Pakistan is scarce and antiquated. The mushrooming medical colleges, which do not meet the WHO standards, taking the healthcare delivery further down. My question is, do you see a role of APNA in healthcare delivery in Pakistan? If the question is yes, is it through advocacy or political activism?
It's very tough. It's such a huge question. The question was more than 30 seconds long, actually. But no, we need to be involved in that.
It's actually unfair.
We need to be involved in that, and it would be done both politically and lobbying efforts. We need to contact BMDC. We need to contact the government. That needs to be done. There's no question that we can just leave it alone. That's why I differ from some of the candidates here. They come in and they say, what is their aim in APNA? They say, we'll open another medical college. There are medical colleges everywhere. There are doctors everywhere in Pakistan. We cannot even solve the issue to get them training, to get them postgraduate training, to come and do residency, let them get jobs in Pakistan. What are we going to do with another medical college? It just doesn't make sense to me. But what we need to do is to improve the quality. Yes, healthcare delivery is an important topic, and my time is up, I think.
I think preventive measures, and APNA has taken initiative last year. APNA Public Health Institute is a very nice platform where we can launch preventive issues related to Pakistan, which is hepatitis C. We need to also look in polio, and polio is not very many cases, less than 100 cases, only in 2 districts in Peshawar. It is contained and we can work on that. But yes, if you are not on the health policy of Pakistan, how can you make a dent what to happen there? So APNA needs to think that they should have their footprints on the, at least sit on the advisory capacity of health policy of Pakistan, where we can heavily engage in the preventive side. And I think that's what we need to push. Our leadership should look into that. Thank you.
APNA is not the government of Pakistan. We cannot be the health delivery mechanism for Pakistan. But APNA has, Dr. Kadir, if you don't know, sat on and has footprints on the health policy of Pakistan. Actually, an APNA member wrote the current one for sitting 2 years in Islamabad 3 years back. APNA presidents have been health advisors to the Pakistan government. So let's not get credit cards all over again. Let's not establish malpractice. It was done 2 years back. Let's not reinvent APNA, my friends. Let's not give empty slogans. We have done great work. We just keep forgetting it and putting it on the shelves and restart and say we're going to restart it because it looks good. Build on what we have done. Our role is in health policy and enforcement of it, and that is what we should continue to do, and we have done in the past. Thank you.
The next question is also sort of related, and this would be directed towards Dr. Asif Kadir. And the question is that in case of a natural disaster in Pakistan, which Pakistani organization will you choose to work with, and how would you transfer money to Pakistan? First, Dr. Asif Qadir.
We have a very robust disaster support system and has done a tremendous job in earthquake and when there was any natural calamity in Pakistan. Apna is our platform, Apna is our home, and that's where we belong and that's where we need to support. My money, my effort will stay on Apna platform and to continue the cheers of those people who are supporting the Sawdust initiative in Pakistan. They have done a tremendous job. Over 500 houses they have made. In earthquake, their services are, you can count hundreds of people developing. And we have given so much money on that. We don't need to go to any others platform that we have our own. That would be my take on that. Thank you.
The question again will be answered now by Dr. Nasser Qureshi, and let me clarify. Apna has been doing humanitarian work. The question is, which Pakistani organization in Pakistan will you collaborate with in your disaster relief? Dr. Nasser Qureshi.
Which we should collaborate with, Dr. Imam? Is that the question, that who should we be collaborating in Pakistan with?
Yeah, which organization will you choose to collaborate with?
I would definitely choose an organization which at least have a 4 or 5 star rating for NGOs, which is absolutely non-aligned with any ethnic or religious group, which is totally transparent, and where we know that our money would be utilized, and if I give them $1, I want every 100 cents of it reported back to us and audited.
Yes, Apna cannot do itself everything in Pakistan, and so from time to time we have to collaborate with the organizations that are already there in Pakistan. So we should need to look in the track records of those organizations, and we should, sometimes we may have to partner with them, but of course we should look at their records, we should have accountability, there should be 100% audit, and so we can only collaborate with those organizations that have proven and that have delivered. We cannot go with the organizations that have not shown any track record of services in Pakistan. There are a number of them, there are a lot of NGOs, there are a lot of organizations these days, and it would be case-by-case basis, which organization can work in which area, in which situation, and that can be done by the executive committee of that time. Thank you.
So I have a question from, I'll start with Dr. Nasser Qureshi, from there. My question is, do you think there is an underrepresentation of female physicians in Apna and Apna committees and the BOT? How will you rectify this problem and involve more female physicians in Apna?
Is there an underrepresentation? And that is what I hear from a lot of female physicians, and they have on the trail asked me what I'm going to do. The question is there really an underrepresentation? Or Shagufta Naqvi and Marhuma Rana or the Saima Zafar are the great examples of female who wanted to do something, came up, and they were fully supported to come and achieve what their dreams were. My question to all my female colleagues sitting here is, have you found a deterrent when you want to do something? And if you give me one, I assure you that is my job as a president to take away the deterrent. I do believe that we are an equal organization. I don't want an organization of males in Apna to form up as a group also, but I want to ensure that every woman who wants to take the leadership step is encouraged, brought in, and I was probably the first chapter as chapter president of Apna, New Jersey, where my New Jersey friends who are sitting here will vouch for that a female section was made. Thank you.
Dr. Tariq Shah.
Yeah, I don't think so that there is misrepresentation. Nasser has already named few, Sana Zafar, Sila Pune. There are a lot of them that you can name. Shaguf did last year the dog retreat, it was wonderfully done. So those who want to come forward, they are given all the opportunities. I don't think so that there is any reason to believe that they are disencouraged. And we will continue to do that, and in official capacity, in personal capacity, in whatever. And they should come forward and they should participate and they should do women have many more ingenious ideas, and we want them to come forward to serve the organization. Thanks.
I think the question is very legitimate. 25% of Apna women physicians do not get full representation. I think if I am the president, I'll make sure that I put them in chairs that you can see they can do a wonderful job, as you have seen already in Houston done by Shigufta. You should give them a chance. If we are Apna, and we want to have a family of Apna, then we need to embrace them equally with the representation or board. Thank you.
Thank you. My second question, and this is from Dr. I'll start from Dr. Tariq Shahab. 30 seconds to respond. And in your view, who was the most effective president of Apna and why?
I would keep it.
No,
I think my time is up.
No, it's not. Come on. Come on. Let's go. You know, you have to have a view.
Yes, I will
the
have
most
a view.
effective president and why? I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying anything. Effective and why?
Every president of Apna has been an effective president, not one.
No, sir, no diplomatic answer.
No, let me finish the answer. Because each one of them have given something to Apna.
This is an optional. This is an optional question, Nasser. But you have to answer that, and no politics on this question.
May I answer this question?
If you vote me, I promise you, those who follow me will say this about me. I hope that doesn't happen in my lifetime. I have not the opportunity of working with a lot of presidents. But a president has to be pragmatic and who can connect everybody. I recently don't take my time. I recently have worked Dr. Asif Rahman and worked with his agenda, working with him as a EC. And we were able to pass Apna Foundation, which has not been there for years. We have been able to bring Apna Medical College in America, has not been done there. And we are bringing cable and election reform, which happened in spring meeting. And it all happened because somebody is working hard and doing things. In my recent views, he is the best president ever you will see in the history of Apna.
Thank you, Asif.
Because of time constraints, we have selected only a few questions from the audience, and I will put it up. It's sort of a general question, anybody can take it. And the question is that in the past, Apna, number one is, why has Apna chosen to do a Hajj trip, and it's for financial gain or for providing religious services to its members? And the follow-up to that is, in the past, Apna also worked with a religious organization in a disaster relief, that is Pakistan Islamic Medical Association. Would you folks, what are your opinions about it, about the Apna furnishing a Hajj package and working with a religious organization? Any one of you who wants to?
I'm going to put my hand in the fire. Apna is a secular organization. However, there is no reason why Apna cannot go to a trip to Hajj or Karbala, or to Rome, or to see all the places of worship in India. If the membership wants it, they can do it. But Apna is a secular organization. We need to ensure, as a secular organization, rather than worrying that if 80% of the people want to go for a Hajj or Umrah, if we can go to Rome and if we can go to Europe on a cruise trip, I have no problem with that. I personally will say, let's do it, because it is, membership wants to do that and have their CME there. The CME in Makkah is the same as the CME on a cruise ship. However, what we have to make sure that as the most empowered organization here, that here and in Pakistan we are fighting for the rights as a secular organization of all religions, of all minorities and majorities, and that we do not work with a religious organization, or, and let's not just use religion, with an ethnic organization, with an organization which has
Thank you,
any
Dr.
right of
Qureshi.
gift.
Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. Thank you. Anybody else wants to take a shot? It could be only 30 seconds and then we will stop because we need to give the closing statement and then we have another program. So Dr. Tariq Shahab, you want to take a shot, or Dr. Qadir? It's an optional question. If you don't want to, it's okay. There are a couple of more questions. Dr. Tala, why don't you ask the next question?
There is a question from the audience. What do you have to say for the over-commercialization and the emphasis on profit on all APNA meetings? Every APNA president appears to think of himself as a businessman. First, an emphasis on making profit. Your comments.
APNA is a very large and complex organization. It has a lot of budget. Imagine one Saturday night, ticket sales is $500 million. And if you don't have a revenue, you cannot run the whole show. There's so many projects. So the APNA Foundation, which is key, where we can do fundraising and develop financial strength of APNA, and then look into finding a way to have cost-effective meeting so there is more participation. That's the way I would do. Thank you.
Thank you. The next.
I totally disagree with Dr. Asif Qadir. APNA needs profits because we cannot run APNA without money. But last year, there was no profiteering on meetings. I know that the rooms were given out without any profit to APNA, that the meeting was conducted without any profit to APNA from tickets, but we were in a definitive positive gain. What we have failed in, and this question goes to the treasurer, the current secretary, what have we done as an organization which has the buying power which goes into billions of dollars only for what we buy for our own practices? What have we done to ensure a constant revenue stream for APNA? And that responsibility lies on every treasurer's shoulder. Please start signing off your ship.
Thank you.
If we can do that, we don't have profit.
Thank you, Dr. Tariq Shahab, please.
Thank you, Hassan. I don't think so that we should be working, especially the president, as a business person. This is not what the organization is about. We should not look into making profits from members. We should not overmark the hotel reservation cost. This should not be done. It's not in my thoughts.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tariq Shahab. There are many more questions and I wish we had more time, but we're going to go to the closing and Dr. Tala, would you have the honors?
First, I would like to invite Dr. Asaf Qadir for the closing statement. 2 minutes.
You have heard, and I have want to say to my friend Nasu ke jo gariste hain, wo barste nahi. Dear APNA family, I have made sincere effort to get your support for my candidacy. I am credible and committed, as you have heard me. But I really believe that I am a foot soldier of APNA. I am committed to have APNA House in Texas, determined to support APNA free clinics, APNA Health Day, for better opportunities for my fellow young physicians. I will develop APNA credit card with corporate discount, APNA malpractice insurance, APNA scholarship program for higher education, and make sure that all APNA component sites have 5013 status. I will do effective fundraising for APNA Foundation for billions of dollars for the development of medical college, and promise you that I will be transparent. I will hold everybody in APNA accountable and hold myself to the same standard of accountability. I strongly believe that we need to change our political culture, and APNA do need to rise above the influence of alumni so that merit and merit alone becomes the sole criteria of our organization. But most of all, I want to bring unity in APNA, empower APNA women physicians, and to develop APNA future leadership. Please judge me on my performance and support my vision so that we can work together, and I promise you that I'll work hard, make things happen for you. I promise you that I'll work hard to make Apna a global organization. Please support my candidacy and vote for Dr. Asif Kadir as your president-elect, and do not understand that everything you have heard today is accurate. Visas, majority of them have been done, rest are in the process. And some of the statistics my opponent has said, verify them. I'll be all right on that. Thank you for listening to me, and I really enjoyed this, and I wish my both opponents all the best for their election, and thank you, Dogana, for giving me this opportunity.
I would next like to invite Dr. Nasser Qureshi for his closing statement. 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Asif bhai, Maazrat ke saath, I disagreed with you today, and I did say that if I'm wrong on my visa statistics, to the best of my information, I made an apology when I said that. Or Asif bhai, jo baraste hain, wo garashte nahi. And I will now end with agreeing with you. Let's vote on merit, not on slogans. I firmly believe that the promise of future performance only comes from past performance. For Lanyap, I have worked as an active foot soldier of Apna for at least 15 years. I became a member 28 years back. I have been on every post in New Jersey. Apna was the founding member and served as a president. I have been on every post in Dogana and served as a president. Those of you in Dogana, which is filled in this room in New Jersey, know that we were able to take, not on a promise of better days of Dogana or New Jersey Apna have yet to come, we were able to establish benchmarks which have only been improved by those who followed me. That's exactly what I did in Apna. I was the secretary. I want to know what the secretary or the treasurer this year, treasurer this year is not in question, the treasurer last year did other than what is the constitutional responsibility of writing minutes. What did we do? What I did other than that was initiate with all of your help the National Healthcare Initiative, organize the National Healthcare Day, organize an Apna National Math Week, because when I say I have to take ownership of the communities, I have done it and I've shown that it means something to me, not a slogan. Just please strengthen my hands to fulfill your vision. Thank you.
So 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Last, I would like to invite Dr. Tariq Shahab for his closing statement.
I'll take extra 30 seconds because in the opening I did get less time. It was very interesting debate. Thank you to the moderators, and thank you to my two worthy opponents. And thank you all, and Azim and the team, for giving us the chance and opportunity today to discuss these issues which are both much more relevant for the organization. Time is less, so there's 2-3 important points that I want to give this message to you and to the larger membership. Number one is that we need to get the future generation, the North American medical graduates, into our folds. We need to move into a new direction. We need to produce leaders for the future so that they can address the needs, the policies, programs, and priorities of the organization to what they see, their concerns and their needs. We have provided the platform, we have had the meetings, we have been successful. Today we stand here to pay tributes, not to our ancestors, but our seniors who started the organization. They have provided us with the platform. I hope 20 years from now, not Tariq Shahab, you all, somebody else, but 20 years from now, the future generation could stand here and say the same thing about us. They should be thankful to us. I have always said that I did not want to seek the office. I want to be like members, like the ordinary members that are sitting there. But if people want me to serve, they wanted me to serve as the treasurer, I did. If they want me to serve as the president, I will. But if there is somebody who is there in the office and who's seeking the office who is better than me, then I'm not going to contest the elections. There are two worthy opponents in this field. I think that field is very crowded now. I think there's no need for me to continue to compete with these two worthy opponents. Both of them are fine gentlemen. But Nasser has done quite a lot of work for Apna for 20 years that he has been member. His contributions towards various, to the Health Care Day, to the Apna New Jersey chapter and other committees and other focus of the programs of Apna has been there. So at this point, I think I want the membership to have a clear idea what they want. And so I want to announce and let you know that I'm not going to continue to run for the election this year. And if the membership wants in future any time, I will continue to work as the ordinary volunteer of the organization. Thank you for all your support, all my friends, all my supporters here and all over America. We will continue to work together to make this organization a strong organization. Thank you very much.